interviewed Professor Solita Monsod and Professor Ernie Pernia. And Mr. Pernia went as far as saying this was a hoax, right? The whole intention of charter change. So technically, it's focusing on 3 economic changes. Let's start first with Public Service Act, right? So ang tanong, a law has already been passed transferring telecom and railway from utilities to services. With the law that you had passed before, it means that they can be 100% foreign owned already, right? And yet, as we speak, there are no foreigners that are investing in railway and telecom in the Philippines for 100%. So ang tanong dito, why do we need to do this if a law has been passed? Let's start with that.
My dear colleague, Senator Grace Poe, the author of the Public Services Act, asked that question to the panel last Monday. And Justice Carpio, former Supreme Court Justice Carpio, had said, because she asked, is the PSA enough? Is the PSA, Public Services Act, efficient or effective enough to be able to do that? Admittedly, Karen, there are several groups that filed cases against the PSA, the Public Services Act. It's pending now with the Supreme Court. What if a foreign company, and this is what the complaints that I've been hearing by the chambers were saying, they've been very cautious in investing in these particular industries, because what if the Supreme Court says it's unconstitutional? Yeah. So imagine you have a company that comes here, Karen, papasok sa Pilipinas, they'll invest 100% into a telecoms, 100% into a road network, 100% into a tollway or a port or an airport, and then to be only told after that it is unconstitutional. And therefore, they have to unwind. Napakahirap mag-unwind yan, Karen. You have to find now a partner who's supposed to be allied with you that has enough money to pay them back the 60% na nilagay nila sa project. Kaya napakahirap, Karen. That's why there's still that cloud of doubt. It's a sort of Damocles into a lot of investments into the country. So with that said, Karen, si Justice Carpio, to cure that, he said it's better to put unless otherwise provided for by law in that provision. That's why our amendment.
Provision.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is our amendment. Karen, we didn't put any elaborate scheme there. What is going to be 100%? No. It is very simple. It says only unless otherwise provided for by law. Napakasimple. And with due respect to those who are complaining about the amendments, we did do a check, Karen. We did do a fact check, and all the constitutions of the 10 Southeast Asian countries do not have specific provisions on these on economic provisions. They don't have economic provisions on any. It does not say you have to be 50-50, 60-40. None. There are none.
So
we did check.
That's how restrictive in that area. That's where the 1987 Constitution is restrictive.
Yes, Karen, that's true. So with due respect to those who are saying that it is not necessary to amend these particular portions, when we did a fact check, most Southeast Asian nations do not talk about, most if not all, do not talk about restrictive provisions on the ownership issue. It's all by legislation. All by legislation. Singapore does it by legislation. Vietnam also to their National Assembly. Thailand, the same. It's all legislation.